The French tradition of integration has frayed.
To feel that we are French and we are equal.
The Fifth Republic's hopes for liberté, égalité, fraternité have been dashed. Its Prime Minister has admitted the unthinkable.
Un apartheid territorial, social, ethnique qui s'est imposé à notre pays.
Nice, a year-round playground of the pampered. L'Ariane, its impoverished offspring, tucked away 2 miles up an industrialized valley. Major Denis Mottier is in charge of police operations here.
The main issues we face here is drugs and a lot of unemployment. And we've got some mixed social and crime issues here. So it's a good cocktail for, you know, people to radicalize and all that stuff.
Since being designated a priority security zone 2 years ago, L'Ariane has been targeted with extra police and intelligence resources to fight crime and radicalization. Unpredictable roadblocks slow down the movement of drugs and weapons.
We stop the bus at the bus stop here, and we control with gendarme in uniform, and we arrest people if they carry drugs.
This is an uncompromising approach.
Isn't this overkill? Men with sidearms, with machine guns?
No, I don't think so. First, you see machine gun because we are on a high alert after the terrorist attack in Paris. So we need to adapt our weapons to the situation. We carry this operation with a lot of force to stabilize the situation and say, people, we are here for your security. In October, we carry out an operation here because on the first floor you've got a marijuana drive, buy drugs like a McDonald's, but you just have marijuana. So that's why we call this operation Shit Drive, because shit is the name of marijuana in France. And we carry out an operation here, and during our investigation we found weapons. Smith & Wesson, Beretta, hand grenade, and a rifle, 6.62, and AK-47 ammunition.
No-go areas do not exist in France, but this isn't somewhere where armed officers feel comfortable.
I don't want to stay here a lot, okay? So
Why is that?
why?
Yes.
Because they can throw, you know,
Throw a
washing
brick on-
machine, or, yeah.
washing machine.
Yeah.
Attention, tombe pas, hein?
A nearby estate gets a visit from the mobile gendarmerie, elite reinforcements. After the attacks on police in Paris, they have been warned that they could be jihadi targets. This isn't quite a war zone, but it's obvious that law and order are not welcome here.
Is that intended for you, do you think?
Yeah, because you're here and because you're filming, so I think that we want to say, hey, we're here.
Give us some drama.
It's our territory.
Social workers have been drafted in to protect youngsters from jihadi propaganda.
On essaie de faire de la prévention souvent avec les jeunes sur ce souci-là. Il n'y a pas encore eu de radicalisation, ce n'est pas encore le problème ici.
Whatever the optimism on the ground, the authorities now see jihadi radicalization as a major and growing threat. So much so that the government has launched an internet campaign often as horrific as the Islamist propaganda it's fighting. They'll tell you, sacrifice yourself for us and you'll be defending a just cause. In reality, you'll discover hell on earth and you'll die alone, far from home.
Some of the youngsters are radicalized by the internet, through programs, but they should not be overestimated. Others, they are the majority, they are radicalized because they are in contact with so-called preachers with no official authority, or whether they are Islamic authority or legal authority. And that's our main concern, because we see that lots of the youngsters going abroad that are radicalized, they actually didn't go to the prayer rooms of the mosque, they didn't attend the official rituals, they just were apart from the society and from the Muslim community as well.
One victim of personalized radicalization is this man's son. Together with the man who brainwashed him, he traveled to Syria to fight in the ranks of Islamic State.
Moi, je l'ai pas su trop tôt. Je l'ai su trop tard. Quand je l'ai su, il a déjà pris sa décision. Donc c'était difficile de le faire marche arrière, quoi. Voilà, mais il est parti par erreur. Peut-être qu'il se rend compte qu'il a fait une erreur, mais il ne me le dit pas. C'est par fierté, c'est par l'orgueil. Il a l'orgueil de me dire, papa, je regrette.
And now the French Prime Minister has made a staggering admission about the state of his nation.
La relégation périurbaine, les ghettos, ce que j'évoquais en 2005 déjà, un apartheid territorial, social, ethnique qui s'est imposé à notre pays, la misère sociale auquel s'additionnent les discriminations quotidiennes parce que l'on n'a pas le bon nom de famille, la bonne couleur de peau, ou bien parce que l'on est une femme.
Lariane, this area, has just been designated one of 64 official ghettos in France. That means ultimately that the French government has given up on the great Republican dream, that all French people are the same and that they all come essentially from the same culture. The problem is, what will happen to the lost children of the Republic?
In much of Nice, young Muslims say they do feel isolated.
Je suis ce que je suis parce qu'aujourd'hui, depuis l'âge de 2 ans, je vis en France. Je pense que j'aurais vécu ailleurs, j'aurais pas été la même personne. Après, je pense que la France a un peu du mal à peut-être me faire sentir totalement intégrée. Pourquoi? Je ne sais pas. Je pense que les efforts... je pense qu'il y a des efforts qui essaient de se faire, mais je pense que c'est encore difficile.
Je me suis toujours sentie française, mais depuis 10 ans, pour moi, je me sens plus française. J'ai l'impression que je suis en décalé de la société, qu'on est toujours stigmatisé, toujours montré du doigt, toujours... Donc pour moi, personnellement, je me sens moins française que ce que j'étais dans mon enfance.
Allahu Akbar.
Across from a drug den in Lariane, this is the region's first mosque, built and paid for with local donations and no help from the French state.
We have to think and to be clever and to look for the future. So the future for our children is to open everything, to feel that we are French and we are equal.
Many here believe that France's well-intentioned refusal to recognise cultural differences between its citizens risks, in fact, entrenching radicalism. So, leaders are striving to teach a traditional and peaceful version of Islam.
Do you know young people who've gone to Syria, to Iraq, to fight jihad?
I met un jeune homme qui actuellement est là-bas. Je l'ai rencontré et c'était quelqu'un de tout à fait éduqué, correct. Mais je pense qu'à un moment donné, il y a une rupture. Et donc j'ai appris, avec surprise, qu'il était parti. Et j'ai essayé de rencontrer son papa. Et ce sont toujours des points d'interrogation pour nous. Il y a la douleur et il y a la trajectoire de l'enfant qui a grandi. Et puis ce départ, c'est pour nous une forme de... Nous, on le perçoit comme une forme de suicide. Et les jeunes, peut-être, ne se rendent pas compte qu'ils sont dans le processus suicidaire. Donc il y a... La vie a malheureusement préparé ces gens pour qu'ils soient aspiré, pour qu'il soit pris dans un tourbillon. Et après, c'est très facile de comprendre qu'il y ait des gens qui ont de relais. Quand les jeunes mettent une œillère, c'est difficile de l'enlever, donc il faut l'isoler. Or, ceux qui leur mettent des œillères, leur mettent le moyen de ne plus enlever les œillères. Et ils restent dans ce blocage, dans ce sillon.
Indoctrination has reached into the low teens. This woman's 15-year-old son went berserk when she prevented him from travelling to Syria to fight.
Je fais tout pour protéger mon fils, moi. Je connais les numéros de téléphone, j'ai tout marqué. Je les appelle pour savoir qui est derrière ça. C'est pas les enfants, c'est pas des gamins, c'est des hommes. Il est mineur, mais qu'est-ce qu'ils font avec les mineurs? Ils traînent avec eux, ils disent fais ceci, fais cela, fais là. Ils font peur aux autres, mais il a peur. Mon fils, il a déjà peur. Hein.
We see now a new pattern of people that are radicalized in France, and they don't want to go abroad because they know as soon as they go abroad, they will have a red stamp in a way, and they will be marked as radicalist. So if they don't travel to these countries, they are not marked. So they keep going indetected. And I'm more concerned about the one that have not gone abroad than the one that have gone abroad.
The same fears grip Britain, where, in contrast to France, cultural differences have been celebrated. So both nations have identified a problem, but a solution eludes the once great colonial powers.